Hello children, in this video I will show the steps for constructing a continuous placket on fabric. Now for the construction of a continuous placket, firstly let us understand where exactly do we find or see a continuous placket. So on the shirt sleeve there is a placket that opens up and closes on itself. That is basically a continuous placket. So for the development of a continuous placket, you need to decide on the length of the placket. So here I have marked a line. I want that the placket be finished in 5 inches of area. So on the shirt sleeve, we basically mark this. But because you have to develop a sample, so you can even do it on a square piece of fabric like what I have taken. So I've taken a 8-inch by 8-inch fabric as the sample size. And I've marked 5 inches in the center of this particular sample. Now with this I've taken another strip of fabric. I've taken this as a colored strip so that you can see how the finishing is done and we'll be able to also mark the difference. So this particular strip is basically a facing. The width of this facing is, the complete thing is 1.5 inches. Now how did I do it? I have marked half inch as in 1 inch of the facing and 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch of seam allowance on both the sides of this particular facing. So I'll repeat again, the width here, the center of the facing is 1 inch and the seam allowance on both the sides is 1/4 of an inch. This 1 inch will further be divided into half because this particular facing or the placket for its finishing purposes I'll have to fold it into half. So before we get started, let me first slash this line till the marking. So here like this, you're supposed to mark a slash on the line, 5-inch long line. Now place the slash like what I have done, and then we need to attach this facing here at the open end. So the trick here is that we need to start at 1/4 inches for the attachment, and when we reach here we'll have to leave the needle inserted and we need to come real close to this slit, and then we'll have to turn this fabric. So let me just first do the stitching and then I'll show you. So let's move further. So you can see here slowly and slowly I kept decreasing the width, and when I reached exactly at the center I've left the needle inserted. Try to guide the fabric such that you now move from the tapered edge till the 1/4 inch mark. So slowly यहाँ से tapered edge से अब मुझे ये press feet down करना है, and now I have to move to the other edge of this placket. So this is how the complete strip is going to look like. Now let me just try to turn it around and place it for further finishing. So I've turned the fabric and you can see from here also the stitching. Now the next step is wherein we are going to fold the 1/4 inch seam allowance and now fold the facing halfway on top of this stitch such that we are able to cover the stitch line, and now we are going to stitch it straight till the other edge. Now just insert this like this on the machine and stitch on top of this line. So when you stitch till the other edge, you will ultimately observe that this particular strip is attached all through on the cut or the slit that you've created. Now the last step that we need to follow is to close this opening like this, and then we need to stitch diagonally. Now this is optional, but most of the times we just do this as a finishing guide. So just insert the fabric and stitch diagonally. So we'll have to do this stitching 2-3 times, so back and forth. Once I have to go straight, then come back, then straight, then come back. 2-3 times we'll have to do this to give strength to this particular area. So this is how the diagonal stitch needs to be done. Now after this, let's move to the next step. So the placket is actually ready. So let me just show you the front side of the placket. So on the front side, on a sleeve, it will be shown like this. It will be closed like this. And when it opens up, this is the portion that will be visible. So this is how you can finish a continuous shirt placket. But let me tell you children, a continuous shirt placket, one might not be able to develop it the first time with a good finish. So this proper cut has to be, this area has to be finished properly. Like here you can see there's no opening up of the seam or the lower layers visible. So it's very important that when you are developing this placket, you have to also take care of doing it in this manner. Or I'm very sure पहली बारी में तो किसी से भी नहीं बन पाता ये. It takes 2 or 3 times to do it nicely. And so just practice. And in case you have a doubt, just feel free to get back to me. Thank you.